So, as I said, I'm a theater artist. I went to school for theater. I took a vow never to use my degree. And I am, I just never cared about nature, really. Like, I liked being outside, but I never really gave a fuck about nature until I was 19 years old. And I moved home after my freshman year of college, and I was a waitress in the evening, and in the mornings, every day, I would go to Ohio Pile, and I would ride my bike 20 miles every day. And so every day, I was alone in the woods, and it's really quiet there sometimes. So most of the time, naturally, I would have headphones in, but the days that I forgot my headphones were the days that I learned the most. Because those were the days that you can actually hear the wind going past your ears, and you can hear the finches in the trees. And on one of these days, I freaked out a little bit. and I was biking, and I was 11 miles into the wilderness, and it was so quiet, and like all of a sudden I just felt the trees, and I felt the Yakagani at my heels, and I felt the birds in the trees, and I felt the green and the blue and the black and the brown, and I felt tears streaming down my face. And what I felt was this palpable presence of knowing that the world was benevolent and that somehow I belonged here. Because Carl Sagan said, not to quote a white guy, but Carl Sagan said that, what the fuck did Carl Sagan say? The idea that God is an oversized white male with a flowing beard who sits in the sky and tallies the fall of every sparrow is ludicrous. But if by God, one means the set of physical laws that govern the universe, then such a God does exist. And so after that, I started working at the Museum of Natural History. Because when I was little, I would go biking with my dad. And my dad would tell me all of the things that created the earth the way that it is now. And I would imagine how our modest rolling mountains used to be as tall as the fucking Rockies, and how the rivers would run through the towns where the towns are now to create the valleys, and how my backyard was once populated by enormous Pokemon creatures that I would never get to meet. And I saw the glaciers whose northward glide in the riverbeds towards Lake Erie constituted those rivers, the Yakagani and the Monongahela, as some of the few northward flowing rivers in the world. And it was special. It was earnestly, unironically special. Because my best friend was the youngest of 10 in a Roman Catholic family. And she would tell me that I was going to hell if I didn't believe in Jesus. And one time she tricked me into going to Bible camp. And all of those archaic stories never told me anything that I really needed to know about my purpose on the earth. But the stories my dad told me triangulated for me the roadmap to how I got right here, right now. So in my job, I get to bring all of those stories that lay in the dirt up to everybody else. Because when I can triangulate that roadmap for you, we can understand how we came to be, and then we can create the why. So, this is one of my poems. This is called Dinos in the Sky. Do you miss your friends? They're compressed through chambers miles below, and then sucked back up, combusted, and sublimated to the sky. Wafting, they're swirling. Dinos, you are free! A truck passes by with gusts of smoke. I breathe the dinos. They are in me. Thank you. So this is another one. This is for Diplodocus. So Diplodocus is a four-legged sauropod, which means it's a leaf-eating four-legged creature with a long neck and a long tail. And the Diplodocus that we have at our museum was the first animal of its kind at the time. It was the largest creature ever discovered, and everybody freaked the fuck out, and Andrew Carnegie brought it back to Pittsburgh, and it was the first dinosaur that we had. So it's really special. Everyone loses their shit, and they walk into the gallery, and everybody is just so captivated by this animal in ways that you don't see in, like, people don't have appreciation for other items like they do for this animal. So this is for him. Your arms and spine are inside my workplace, and the people are loving you. Your calloused marrow soars strong above my lumpy meat. I feel impermanent beside you. I feel gelatinous, shallow, unhinged. I feel like maybe every hour I spent playing The Sims wasn't a waste. Because you would have played Sims also if you could have. But you didn't. And you never will. And I'm sorry that you'll never get to create a digital avatar of your brother and lock him in a closet and set the house on fire. Or put him in a pool and delete the ladder. You would have loved that. You would have loved watching Full House. You would have loved Tinder. You would love boxed wine and burritos from Sheetz. When I'm next to you, I feel like a baby, cradled in the arms of a clown. I'm nervous, but there's not much I can do about it. Beside you, I am oatmeal. Beside you, I am pork rinds, or whatever they put in hot dogs. Beside you, I remembered that my blood feels good inside my ears and toes, and that I like the blood and the people that I love. Your bones are priceless. And if your bones are priceless, then why did we pay $12 to see them, Carol? I'm nervous because I see myself in you. Voiceless, suspended in time, a story dripping from the jowls of tyrants. When I'm beside you, I am certain that I will become you. Because though I can quantify my time on Earth, it won't help me understand it, or control it, or survive it. But you had a good run, and so did I. Thank you. So, the reason that I think that natural history is so empowering is because it's accessible. Because it's intuitive. It's something that we naturally understand. You don't need to have a PhD to understand that sharp teeth help you rip through meat and bones to be a carnivore. You don't need to have a PhD to know that if you have big ears, you can probably hear pretty well. It's something that connects people. But it's also something that can be extremely divisive, because very frequently I meet people who like to tell me that the Earth is 6,000 years old. And if you're one of those people, I'm sorry, I am alienating you. And they don't believe that there were dinosaurs because it's not in the Bible. And I'm not anti-Christian at all. People that know me know that. I love it. But what I tell those people is that I do not believe that the Earth is 6.4 billion years old. And I do not believe that dinosaurs roamed the Earth. And I do not believe in the evolution of species. And I don't believe that humans are direct descendants of primates, or hippos from whales, or dogs from bears and wolves, or horses from really small horses, or centipedes from giant alligator-sized centipedes. I do not believe that gravity is the direct result of the mass of Earth shaping the dimension of time and space around it. I do not believe in magnets. Whoop whoop! I do not believe in plate tectonics or stratigraphy. I do not need to believe in these ideas because the only thing that I really have to believe in is that humans are capable of objective observation, deduction, and taxonomy. And all I have to believe is that these people are not selling us total crocks of shit, and that we have sufficient access to the knowledge when these people are being funded by industries that want us to believe that fracking isn't hurting our water or that smoking is healthy. I do not have faith that the sun will rise every morning because I accept that our planet does spin moves around that bitch every day. I do not have divine knowledge that my hair is brown or that I'm white. I do not believe that I ate a whole tub of hummus today. In fact, I choose to believe that I did not do that. And I believe that education is the most transformative art form. And I believe that we should feel empowered to observe and deduce without having to rely on faith. So, I'm gonna read one last poem, and then I will stop talking. So, thank you guys. This is my mission statement. Woo! I feel a deep and imminent need to show you your city as a forest. Please understand the pressing urgency with which I firmly and slowly fold warm clay into your heart. Have courage and know that I do not love you, but I love all of the ways that I know we can be. I am painting your eyes with feathers and feet. I am feeding you colors that do not exist. I am feeding you 6 jointed legs from the back of your throat. I am hearing your voice so loud and so scared until water drips quietly onto a leaf. You wake up in the middle of the night and wonder where you've been the whole time without it. Thank you guys. My name is Vanessa Frank.